A huge eye appears over the city, and the people in the town all stand still in place. They all look up at the eye in the sky with their mouths open, while the woman is unaffected. She runs in a panic, constantly reminding others to run. Finally, a woman asks her how long this maintenance will be, but Anna cannot understand what she says. The woman then turns her head to the sky and is instantly frozen in place. Anna breaks down and runs home. Luckily, her husband is still conscious, but after hearing what she said, he rushes toward the door and says, "Stop acting, don't you remember who you are?" Faced with this strange scene, Anna hides back in her home in fear, but soon, two men break into her house. She defends herself with a knife, but they can turn away and then show her a video. It turns out they are all virtual characters in the game. He has just fallen into a coma due to a heart problem. Thus, she loses her original memories. They want to terminate her game, but that would mean she would disappear from the world. But for her, who has just been promoted to become a manager today, it is undoubtedly unacceptable. The woman finds that her life is filmed as a serial. She wears the same clothes, has the same hairstyle, and even has the same name. They click in to watch it with curiosity, but gradually she realizes that they use the same toothpaste, eat the same breakfast, and work in the same company. However, the actress portrays her as a harsh and unforgiving character. She receives a barrage of inquiries from her relatives, which drives her crazy. Her boyfriend comforts her, but when he sees Joan on TV receiving messages from her ex-boyfriend, sees Joan spouting off to her therapist about her boyfriend being uninteresting and not as passionate as she is with her ex, Joan panics and tries to turn the TV off, explaining that it is just a drama scenario, is not real. However, seeing her distraught and panicked, he is sure it is real. When he sees Joan kissing her ex, he leaves in disappointment. Joan chases him out to explain, but when he mentions looking at her phone, she is afraid to show him, and it is still playing out on TV. Joan receives verbal abuse from passersby, strange looks from her coworkers, and is fired from her company. The woman eats 10 burgers in one sitting, then downs a bottle of laxatives. While the drug is working, she rushes to her friend's wedding. Just as the crowd is confused, she lifts her dress and begins her performance. The crowd is grossed out by her unannounced performance. She is then arrested with a sense of satisfaction. It turns out that a few days before, she finds a serial on TV featuring herself, which not only portrays her in a mean light, but also exposes the date with her ex-boyfriend, leading to the loss of her love, and her being scorned by the whole community. However, the lawyer says that the TV production company has every right to do so, because she has used that app and accepted all the terms and conditions. But when she tries to sue the actress, she is told that they are using virtual images. Therefore, she has no choice but to fight back in this form. The actress finally gets restless. She can't bear to do such a thing with her face. Unfortunately, she also signs the agreement without noticing that it says any action can be taken. The two desperate people get together and quickly come up with a plan. The woman is sprayed with a mysterious spray and the wounds on her body miraculously heal instantly. The man takes a needle and scratches her neck, then takes out the alien's essence and injects it into the woman's body. Soon, the alien takes over the woman's physical body, which is the latest way for aliens to take over the Earth. In recent years, more and more people are unconsciously having their bodies taken over by aliens and obliterating the consciousness of the humans, thus becoming wanderers for good. But the strong-willed Melanie fails to let the aliens eliminate her, so her consciousness and the aliens' consciousness coexist. On this day, Melanie secretly escapes. She searches for her family by following the route she remembers. Suddenly, the alien begins to seize the initiative of her body. The car overturns on the side of the road. Melanie walks across the desert, eventually faints under a tree. After a long time, her uncle finds her, but soon he realizes something is wrong. The alien's unique glowing eyes make them feel danger, but her uncle believes that Melanie's consciousness still exists, so he blindfolds her and takes her back to the shelter.
The woman is put in a magical hairnet. The man wears a sensor behind his ear. The scientist then pokes the woman's finger with a pencil, but the man feels the same pain and determines exactly which finger it is. This is the latest development of pain sensors. The doctor puts it on the patient's head. He is able to accurately determine where the patient's pain is to give accurate and rapid treatment programs. Therefore, he is a good doctor in the eyes of patients and their families. But this day, a patient in a bad condition comes to the hospital. The doctor follows the same process of diagnosis as usual. Soon, he feels the great pain in the old man's body. However, he becomes more and more absorbed in this pain and delays in giving any description or treatment plan. As a result of his delay, the patient misses treatment. 5 minutes later, the doctor returns to the real world. But instead of learning from this lesson, he becomes very addicted to this sense of limitation and enjoys.
A weird girl suddenly appears appears in the class, and from the dress-up, she doesn't look like a modern person, and she picks the petals as if no one else is around. In a weird position, a petal falls on the table of the girl next to her. The girl reaches out to touch it, but it instantly goes up in smoke. The girl then looks out the window, waves her hand, and then disappears. But no one seems too surprised. It turns out that 10 years ago, a mysterious laboratory explodes. Many of the residents in the neighborhood don't manage to escape, but they don't disappear because of it. They stay in the world in the form of ghostly images and keep repeating the last actions they did before they passed away. On this day, after taking a shower, Anna pulls back the curtain. A man who suddenly appears scares her, but he quickly disappears. However, his handwriting is left on the mirror. Anna is surprised that the ghostly image can write. She then finds the boy who has studied the ghost. He makes a camera that can capture the ghost. After a long wait, the man appears.
This man suddenly shivers and removes his glasses with a determined look, then takes out an umbrella to block the camera, very seriously and urgently puts a pair of headphones on his wife. She looks at the progress bar on the phone before feeling something wrong. The man is oddly writing something on a piece of paper. Suddenly, the program loads and the images of her life from birth flash before her. Memories of how she defies her family's objections and comes to America with her husband, opens a laundromat, then gives birth to a daughter. She grows more rebellious by the day. The recollection ends, but the woman cannot recover for long. The man tells her to follow the instructions later and cannot tell anyone, then quickly stands back up. Lowering his head a bit, the original wimpy man is back. They sit in the tax office, but the woman thinks with all her heart about the notes pressed under her bag. The first is to match the shoes on her feet. The second is to close her eyes and imagine she is in the utility room. Soon the headphones light up green. Then she presses the headphone button. She snaps awake, and she is carried by a strong wind into the utility room, her body and soul in two universes.